Guys, hello and welcome to the Librarian TV network. Today is May 8th, 2025, and we are right here at the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, where the regular press conference is ongoing.
The various permanent representatives behind who is around Pala. Mr. Pala worked here before. He's the Deputy Minister for Technical Services. Even though he's now out of the ministry and he finds himself representing the country in a foreign land, he was still involved, making sure that all the I's are dotted and the T's were properly crossed for the success of this program. Yesterday we called out through our sponsors, the LTA, the Central Bank of Liberia, the LRA, the LPRC, they were all involved in ensuring that we provide the requisite support to the Ministry of Information for the successful launch of this program. There are some who are concerned to know that they are asking whether this is a one-time event. No, it's not going to be. What you witnessed yesterday was just the launch of the program. It's a program that will be held on a quarterly basis. If the resources are available, it's also going to be held on a monthly basis. Because that needs to be. We also believe that the people of this country deserve a platform beyond the radio station where they can interact with policy makers, the key drivers of the country's economy. Yesterday, you witnessed it. It was a very fruitful and frank interaction between the two individuals that control the financial sector of the country. Mr. Dobojala, he outlined some key initiatives that the LRA is undertaking to ensure that the revenue envelope of the country can increase. He also indicated some of the measures that LRA is about to implement to ensure that people who are collecting, who are doing business in the country do not cheat on the government like they do. Okay? You listen to the finance minister, they outlined some of the constraints that we face in terms of the formulation of the national budget. But each one of those constraints, they have to be an allocation that will form the figures in the national budget. To lay out the plan of the government through the finance ministry, how the government intends to do. And some of the schools were invited, we couldn't invite many schools, just one school yesterday, talked on her. The questions those students were asking very interesting questions. One of the students asked about the volunteer teachers. What is the government doing about our teachers? The other day we were on strike, we're in the streets. You know, our teacher laid down their trust. He said that we didn't know, the public didn't know that the government of Liberia had initiated a process to properly vet the list of those claiming to be volunteer teachers. The government immediately responded to the situation at MCSS. Everybody who said the volunteer on payroll, they said they decided to swell the loan. And so as a result of that suspicion, they invited the CSA. And the CSA have concluded a report, and all those who will be identified as legitimate volunteer and qualified to be in the classroom will be enrolled on the payroll. She wouldn't have had an opportunity yesterday evening to give us the moral support and to congratulate us for introducing new dimension in the management of government communication. The minister is not here today. He's attending very important function outside of the ministry. And so we'll speak on behalf of the government here. But I just have to inform you that we are expecting the boss of the National Fire Service council to speak to an outbreak that occurred this morning in the Matali area to provide you information as to what happened as a result of that outbreak. If it doesn't come, on the light, but we want to always be on top of the information and to give the government position, what the government will do and intend to do about these things. We have seen lately that the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning has introduced something called deep dive to key sector of the country. That deep dive is initiated by the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. And it is intended to engage stakeholders on the implementation of the National Development Plan, on the implementation of the national budget, identifying where hiccups are, where the delays are, and to remedy those challenges. And so the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning is engaged in a deep dive discussion with key sectors of the economy: public works, national infrastructure programs, agriculture, food productivity, security, health, and many more. These discussions are focused on the implementation of the budget, identifying challenges that hinder smooth implementation, and will, in the end, outline strategies intended to accelerate national development. During these discussions, critical gaps will be identified, underlying causes of financial delays will be uncovered, and joint sectoral committees will be established to enhance coordination moving forward. Healthcare system are among priorities in the National Development Plan, the arrest agenda for inclusive development. So the ministry, the Ministry of Public Works, the day before yesterday, yesterday morning, before the Finance Minister came to the government, the launch of the government town hall, he made a brief stop at the Ministry of Agriculture to continue this deep dive coordination discussion. Many times, allocations are made in the budget, requests for allotment made to the Ministry of Finance afterward, and you see there are delays in the implementation, in the execution of these, the budget and other key instruments. So the Minister of Finance is now leaving the comfort of his office, going out to implementers of the government program, key sectors, engaging them. When you apply for your allotment to the Ministry of Finance, what is the problem you face? What is the problem you encounter? What is the problem? Tell us. The ministry will also tell you your own problem. We believe it's a laudable step in the right direction because we will accelerate national development. We will accelerate national development while others are praying for the country to fail. As a government, we know our duty to deliver the commitment of the president and all of the officials are serving government well aligned, and the Ministry of Finance has taken this step. We decided to echo it because it's a step in the right direction. The other day we mentioned here that, before I proceed, let me recognize Director Waswa Bafo from the National Fire Service. like I indicated initially this year, to speak to you primarily on an outbreak this morning and other issues about the entity. When I conclude my comments, we will speak to you and then before we take questions. So, the other day we indicated that the government of Liberia, through the World Renewable Energy, with support from some international partners, have embarked on a process to solarize health centers across the country. That initiative has been implemented, and we are pleased to report that in order to make health services available across the country, the government of Liberia, with funding from the Japanese government through the Rural Renewable Energy Agency and in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, has completed the solarization of 88 health centers on the first phase of the Liberia electricity sector strengthening and access project. The solar energy project to rural health ports is a significant move aimed at improving healthcare delivery system in rural Liberia. They are not only focusing on health centers, they are also planting solar lights in rural cities. In Grenfell County and other counties in the south which have benefited from this project, we just have a true light on what is happening in the sector. So 88 health centers in rural Liberia have been solarized. We heard that the Liberia Telecommunication Authority on this going Wednesday kick off the nationwide rural connectivity push. It started in Swing Lake, Boni County, and it's part of effort. It is part of efforts to strengthen non-operational telecommunication sites across the country. Satellite internet via Starlink is being introduced, and partnership with mobile operators are restoring much needed network coverage in areas that have been silent or without coverage for the last couple of years. The initiative by the LTA is part of the government of Liberia social service program. So you see that when you travel across the country, there are regions or areas you don't have network. The LTA is not working. Mobile operators to show that the entire country can be covered. So that if you are driving from here to go to Riverside County, where my friend Chukon Farmer comes from, you can have access to uninterrupted coverage. So it's good that the LTA is doing this. It's part of the government of Liberia social service program. It's intended to provide access to rural dwellers, basic access to telecommunications. In this age of digitization is very important for our country. The Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation is proceeding well on the replacement of corroded water pipes. The other day we announced that the MD, the LWSC under the leadership of MD Mo Ali, brought into the country for the 8-inch pipe, huge quantity of 48-inch pipe that is intended to replace the ones that have been in existence for the last decades.